So I'm here, Ellen Gerstein, with Susan Johnston, so that she is the founder and the director of the New Media Film Festival, which is a fabulous film festival. And I wanted to ask you, we're just going to talk a little bit. I wanted to ask you, what inspired you to create this incredible festival?
Well, first I want to thank you for having me, and that I love your work.
Oh, thank you.
So, yay! It's crazy because it was 2008 when the financial crisis happened and there was an exodus. And I was independent working at studio level, but that also meant as an independent, I could get jobs easier. It was easy for me to get jobs. When you're studio level, you're used to having a job. And a lot of those studio level people had 2 and 3 jobs, and they would hire someone like me to run one of them, right? So they'd make the difference. I didn't care. Well, they were leaving. And so I just went to bed and I asked myself, how can I help this community of people that want to stay here but can't? I mean, they're losing their homes, cars. I had, one guy who had platinum records all over his wall. I was in a band at the time, was charging band members $50 to rehearse because he couldn't pay for his electricity. And so I have a story background and I have a technology background. And I just went to bed and I asked the universe, I go, okay, what do I do with all my experiences to date? And then the next morning I literally had a schematic because new media wasn't known back then.
Right.
And so what is new media? It's all media. It's going to constantly change. So I was the test bunny for Panasonic for their DVX 100, for the Vericam. And, I started in 35 millimeter, went to HD, SD to HD, HD to HD Ultra, and then you start getting 4K, 8K, 12K, and you go, okay, it's going to constantly change because someone's going to come in and go, this is newer and better. Doesn't necessarily mean it is, but they're going to say that. And so, so this platform was built to, get Marvel and HBO and Emmys and PBS and BBC and Rolling Stone and Lord knows who else. Go to the website. Look at your work. Find out about you.
Which is so important,
right.
And so difficult.
And we literally have people reach out to us and say, do you have an elephant script? Some script with an elephant? And so we just search our archives. Thank God for search. Elephant. And 3 films came out. And so we offered these 3 films the opportunity for this heavy player. And not all of them responded. So I don't know if the email went into junk. I don't know if they were too busy. I don't know if they didn't know what to do with it. But I think at the end of the day, if you don't know what to do with it, reach out and go, hey, what's this about? I don't understand.
Of course.
And then I would say, okay, do you want this? And then I wash my hands. I don't need to be involved anymore. That
was another question about, do you stay in contact with your filmmakers from years before and this and that and their projects? And do they stay in contact with you?
Great question. Thank you. I wish more people would because an email is an email. So someone said, we were in your Snippler category, a 30-second pitch. They brought their potential backers for their feature-length version. Well, they got it. What backer is going to say no? This actually happened in our very first year. We showed a 35 millimeter piece, and Rodney said, Roderick, I keep calling him Rodney. Roderick said, why did you show my film even though it's on 35 millimeter and your new media? I said, because we honor stories worth telling, and so what, you're old school. I go, you need the old school to get to the new school. He brought his backers. I said, why? And I said to him, why did you submit? You've won every award he did. He won every award in the world. Oh, wow. And I said, why'd you submit? He goes, because I wanted to bring my backers. And I go, good for you. I said, did you get the money? I asked him after because he came to an event we put on for everybody, and he did. So you have to engage, you have to be alive, and you have to be nice.
Right.
I'm no longer engaging with people that aren't nice. I actually said to 2 filmmakers recently in a different language, I said, be nice. We're trying to help you. And then they screamed and I went, okay, I'm going to Google Translator. I'm putting your language to English and that's how I'm communicating with you. So I don't know how to communicate any better than that. I just don't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good for you. My God.
I don't know. Not everybody loves that.
And what do you look for in projects to make them, for diverse and to be successful with the projects you bring in? How do you do that?
Okay, so I love that you asked that way. as a butterfly goes by in the distance
that's good
going,
luck.
great question. Okay, I've always been diverse. I was born that way. I didn't see race, color, creed. I took my male gay best friend to my high school graduation. That was a while ago when like people were still in the closet. Like, who does that? Because I don't see that. What I see is, who are you? And, you know, when I see actors and actresses and I say, how are you? And I go, how are you doing? And they go, oh, well, I just did this. I didn't ask what you're doing. How are you? Just went and visited my mother, or I just came back from Cuba, or gosh, like I'm finishing up my master's in 4 weeks. Wonderful. Because, and you know this,
yes.
your life's experiences, hopefully you're putting in your work through the backstory.
Yes.
So that's what I look for. I press play. I grew up, so, I mean, I don't know if people know this, but I grew up in the industry. You know, I've been on every position, you know, best boy, gaffer, craft services, the one where I sewed someone in a dress while they were standing. I threw a snake. I was a snake wrangler. You know, my dad dragged me to sets. So, you know, it's about the content. So you just press play and you'll know. You know when you read a script.
Yeah, so true, isn't it?
Yeah, you know.
So true. And I wanted to know, since it's New Media Film Festival, I'd love to hear you take on the ever-changing aspects of media. Just talk a little bit about what's going on now and what's new. And
okay, so it's really technical this year, and I may not have all the lingo without, you know, the stuff in front, but you actually can Google New Media Film Festival, Metaverse, AI, VR, gaming, because we just had a press release about that recently. And what we did is we broke down these titles that are accepted. So one was gaming in a unique way. That's Harold Halibut. And then there was an artificial intelligence piece, Ruined Elegy, a 4-part in AI. And they're very technical aspects of it. There's augmented reality, which was based on Isaac Lidar. And then, I mean, it's so technical, I don't even want to tell you. I want you to go find that press release. Or actually, you know what? If you go to our website, newmediafilmfestival.com, in the upper right-hand corner, there's something that looks like a magnifying glass, like it's a circle with a little stick out top. Touch the search bar. You can search Harold Halibut, Ruined Elegy, Isaac Lidar. You can search VR, or so we have Tracing Paint, which is the Pollock Krasner story, architecture, and you actually go into and help, you know, experience it through a narrative as if you're there doing it, like building it, immersing in what they did. We have Surviving 9/11, which has what the last person found in the rubble, and then never before seen footage. And I know it's not an experience everybody wants, but there may be some solace in someone who knew someone that passed away there. You're actually in the building and you can experience it collapsing. So you know, for me, it's the solace side of it, not some creeper side of it. Oh my gosh. But yeah, there's so much. And
old school too.
Oh my gosh, we love our old school.
Yes, I love that too.
Classic film, I call it. Because in Hollywood, you can't say old.
Oh yeah, classic.
I say classic and tech categories.
How do you pick your judges for different categories?
Some find us, which I find interesting because they may not fit for any reason whatsoever, but hey, thanks for thinking of us. But recently, Simon & Schuster.
Oh, wow.
That's what I said. Get an email. It wasn't Simon & Schuster itself, but it was someone who is a Simon & Schuster writer that writes quite a bit, not their first time out of the gate. And they wanted to be a judge. So I said, yes, actually they are on our About Us page. So if you go to the About Us page, not every judge wants to be known, and I can't say I blame them.
Yes.
I once had someone on my doorstep at midnight, so my address is no longer out there in the ethers. So yeah.
Well, I am very proud to say that my pilot script, Just South of Normal, is in your festival.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited about that. So
We're excited too, but I do want to preface that if I know someone, because I have a casting side of me. I've known Ellen for years, so I do watch everything that comes in. I read everything that comes in, but I used to read the whole script. I can't anymore, so it's like 5 or 6 pages, send it to a reviewer. And I do that, so if someone doesn't like horror, I don't send them a horror script.
right,
You're not going to get judged well. And so, and I love doing this because my judges always want to know, but I don't tell them. I'll go, here's the top 3 in this area, because we have a judging system. You can find out about that on the submit page. And I'll just say, I need to know what order you like them in. And then when they come back, they always give me notes. And they'll say something, and I'll go, oh yeah, I said I needed your, like, I'll tell them why I asked them after.
Oh, interesting.
But it's because I know someone. And they go like, why didn't you tell me? I go, I didn't want to sway your vote.
Right, of course. Of course. It has to come straight from them.
But that's me. That's my integrity. I mean, I grew up in a very strange environment. You know, it was Hollywood, but I mean, I was on the set of The Great Gatsby with Robert Redford. I mean, I'm in Ziggy Marley's tribe that's walking to the stage for a performance. I mean, these were, you know, Joe Frazier and Slim Pickens, and I mean, some British, I was too little, I can't remember his name, but some British star that came over and sat with me at a lake, you know, because...
What did your father do?
So he was a manager at one time. He was a manager.
Interesting. So it was all around you.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Well, this has been wonderful to interview.
Thank you so much.
But I want to just say, before we go, if there's anything you'd like to say about the festival that we haven't discussed, or just things you want to throw out there so people can come and enjoy.
Oh, that's very sweet of you. Okay. So for the 13th annual New Media Film Festival, June 1st is going to be online. So you can just buy a ticket. There's actually 3 screenings with Q&As from all parts of the globe and in different time zones, so you can do all of them or some of them. Then June 2nd is in person, and it's a brand new venue because the Landmark on West Pico, our beloved theater of 10 years, is shuttering before our event. So that was a learning curve. We decided to keep our venue a secret venue because it's launching the day before our event. But basically there's 125 new media films and content from 29 countries, of which 85 are premieres. So that's pretty incredible. We have 28 categories, obviously everything from feature, doc, shorts, music videos, music only. We have an international art exhibit. We have the red carpet press junket. We have a VIP soiree in person. But this year, the badges, the tickets are all sold out, but the badges are available, and they're only available until May 30th at midnight, or if they sell out. So we'd love to see you, but at the end of the day, if you go to newmediafilmfestival.com/events, you can see every single thing that's programmed. You can get on our newsletter list. We send it out once a month. That's how we stay in touch with everyone.
Excellent.
And yeah, come out and support content from around the world, because if you help them because you enjoyed their story, they're helping you.
That's right. Oh, thank you so much, Susan. This has been
Thank
great.
you. It's been great. Good to see you again.
Yeah, so good to see you.
It's been a long time.
Bye.
Bye.